The market whips us around, but ultimately starts selling at the end. Is it time for the bears to fully take over?
This is Invest with Jacob.
Okay, guys, so the market whipped us around today, pushing up toward the highs but not being able to break through, and then selling off toward the close down to our upper support region. If they can break that support level, we can finally start to see that pullback we've been talking about for the last couple days. However, we are not out of the woods to the upside until that support breaks. I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, the market is testing low upper support here, and if they can push through, we should be able to start this pullback. So let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1 hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and we're kind of zoomed in on the top here because until we get out of this topping area, we can't start the pullback. So I want to go over where we're at and what we're looking at here on kind of a zoomed in 1 hour chart. So with the move up to the high, okay, they pulled back and made another high on a corrective wave, and then they tried to come back up, couldn't make a high, and now have sold off and are starting down again. So what we have is a little bit of a sloppy top here, and it's hard to pinpoint the exact pattern, whether we're in an ABC or exactly how this is going to play out until we break support. But with the NASDAQ being a diagonal up, if we do break support, I think that we should see some pretty quick selling if that's the case, unless we're in this wave 4, which is the orange count. And if that's the case, then the selling should be a little more controlled. So what we're looking at, in my opinion, is one, you have a pretty nice head and shoulders here that's very symmetrical, okay? And then you also have a pretty strong neckline across that has held 2 times, and then they tested it here in the overnights and bounced it. And now it looks like they're going to come down and maybe test it again. I expect this area to be a fight because there's a lot of support in this area, in this 40-80 area. But if they can break through 40-80, okay, and continue with follow through, we should see a pretty good move down at that point. The way I have it counted right now is that we got an A wave down off the top, an expanded B wave that made a slightly higher high, and then we have 1 down in C, 2 up in C, and we're starting 3 of C down, which would take us down to about the 40-40 region, and then 4 would bounce us up toward the 40-60 region, 40-70 region, and then we would get 5 down into the 40-25 region. So that's how we're looking at it as it stands. But with this kind of sloppy action off of this high over here, okay, this ABC is just the best we have for the moment. So the key is going to be this 40-80 level. You can see it was really strong support here to push us up in wave 5. It was really strong support today to push us up here in this wave 2 of C. And as it came down here, it bounced it immediately up 20 points off of it again. So they continue to bounce anywhere near that 40-80 level pretty strongly. And until that breaks, okay, we still have upside potential. Now, if we're going to get another move up, I do expect it to most likely be a stab lower than this to get a low to build off of, because off of this low here, which was a little bit lower than this one, off of this low, you only had 3 waves up and then it invalidated to the downside. So you didn't have a full impulsive move up, and now you've got a corrective move off of the low. So we would look for a new low below 40-80 here that just kind of stabs down like this one did, where you get the long wick, you get a stab down and then a reversal, and then you could get a 5-wave move up a little higher towards 41.65.75 to make a wave 5. So in that case, this would be wave 3 here, and wave 5 would move over, and this would just have been a bigger wave 3. So I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think we're going higher, but that is possible until we get out of this support zone that we're in. Right now, it looks a lot more to me like this head and shoulders, as I mentioned, and a break of 40-80 should start the pullback. Now, we need to remember we do have 2 counts to the downside. We have this orange count, okay, where you'd have the wave 4 potential off of this orange wave 3 right here, and that wave 4 would be like 39.35 to 39.85. And then we would look for a move higher from there towards 4,200 plus, okay? And that would be the diagonal off of the low that we talked about. But if we get that move down into this area, we have to be cautious about a bounce there, because this could be the A wave of the orange count, or it could be the A wave of, it's way down here, this A wave down to this 39.25 level, okay? So in that case, we would get this A, B, C down to this level, and that would just be the A wave. Remember, all of these waves break down into subwaves, so it gets a little tricky once we get down into this level here where you have the potential A wave of 4, because it could be the full A wave of 4, or it could just be the A wave of this A wave of the B count. And if you're a little bit confused about these two counts, you need to check out yesterday's video where I go over them pretty in depth. Okay, so I wanted to zoom in on the top today to kind of show that it's pretty sloppy up here, and we are looking for lower based on a few different things: the head and shoulders pattern, the fact that we hit our target up, and the overall structure here is pointing to the downside. So that is what we're looking at on the S&P 500. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, they have a little cleaner structure on the NASDAQ where we have our A and B wave, as they could not make a new high here, and then started C down, and that C wave is right now pointing toward about that 12,626 area. And that could be the A wave of our wave 4 here, where we'd get A, B, C down into that wave 4, or it could just be the A wave of this bigger A wave down here. So you could get an A, B, C down for A, okay, and then you'd get a B up and a C down further towards the 11,720 region. So the NASDAQ has a little bit of a cleaner setup, which also allows me to think that we're pointing down. It's a lot cleaner than the ES for sure. And what we need to do, again, is break these lows. If the NASDAQ can come down and break this low, I think we can get a pretty strong selling down, especially considering this was a diagonal coming up. Usually you see a strong sell-off at that point. So on the NASDAQ, very similar patterns. We're looking for an A, B, and then a follow-through down here towards this 12,626 region. And could even be more aggressive selling than that based on the fact that we're coming off of a diagonal. So right now we're waiting for the pullback to fully take shape here and start. And until then, until we break support, we do have the potential to push a little bit higher in both markets. Guys, if you like the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to become part of our trading team and make sure you love it before you ever spend a penny. All right, we have 2 incredible rooms. My first room is the Invest with Jacob room, and I am in there. You get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, as well as all of your Elliott Wave questions answered. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we do swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months, and we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are looking for day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. And there you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, including as well as day trading, individual stocks, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in for a very cheap structure and it allows you to build big multiples on your money. You kind of have to see the trading style to understand it because it's very unique, which is another reason we give you that 7-day free trial so you can get in there and make sure it's for you. He also started a challenge account where you put $4,000 into a small account and trades using mini ES futures and disciplined trading methods, averaging 3 to 4% gains a week on that account, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in here so we can make some money together. Key takeaways for today: 40.80 is the level to break. If they can break that and follow through, then we should see some pretty good movement to the downside. If they can poke below it and then start higher, there is a potential for a little bit of a push higher up towards that 41.70 level, but I don't think that that is the most likely case. Okay, over on the NASDAQ, we got to break this support level down here at 12,814. If they can break down below that and follow through, we should see some pretty good movement to the downside again, coming off that diagonal, and start to target 12,626 and possibly even lower, just depending on how hard they want to sell off of that diagonal structure. All right, guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.